Uh, Dr. Palin doesn't look great here. How you doing, buddy?
What? No! Sorry, I haven't had much sleep since the attack. Is there something you need?
Yeah. Seems like you might be able to give us some more information about the situation here.
It would be petty to complain after showering off a coworker's brain. None of us have had enough sleep since the attack. Of course, not all of us have guns.
Also, I suppose there's that. Hey, I mean, we do have a lot that are just kind of hanging out in our inventory right now. We could pass a few around, I suppose. You know, giving a bunch of highly powerful weapons to some untrained users, probably not the best of ideas, but, you know, there's a bunch of bugs around here, does seem. Let's ask more about Dr. Palin.
What do you do here?
I'm a toxicologist. I can't talk about my work. Not that I'm doing anything since the accident.
Go on.
There was an accident here?
I can't talk about what happened. Not here. Too public. Talk to Dr. Cohen in the medical ward. He was the project lead.
Okay. Sounds like we have a lead now. Then, other than that, can you tell us anything else about the hot labs? That does seem to be the key place.
What do you know about the hot labs?
Nothing. I didn't work there. As far as I know, Han Olar was the only survivor.
Okay, where can we find him?
Is he in the medical ward?
No, he's staying in the science team's quarters. Be gentle with him. He had a trying experience.
Okay. Let's see. Then, what about this lab, maybe more generally?
What sort of work do you do here?
And what you do
I
here?
can't say. I signed a non-disclosure agreement. If we survive, I'd like to keep my job. The location is terrible, but the pay is better than any other commercial lab.
I mean, easy to say that you don't like it here when the facility is being swarmed by killer bugs, but even outside that situation, still not a fan?
You're not happy on Peak 15?
The outside world doesn't exist here, just walls of ice and rock. There's only the work, the discovery. It's easy to forget why science is guided by ethics. Maybe we're paying for that now.
Okay, and what about Matriarch Benezia? Have you seen her?
I'm looking for an Asari.
Asari? Well, there's Dr. Ayalis over there.
Different
There's
Asari.
also our guest, Lady Benezia.
That
Captain
one.
Ventralis might know where she is.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I suppose, told us.
I'll talk to you later.
Remember to report any suspicious noises.
Okay, I mean, more likely to stick around, watch as the Arachni pop up out of the vents, and then proceed to obliterate them with our weapons. And we also have Potosi here, who's an Elcor.
I welcome you. Cautiously, I am curious to know what you're doing here.
We're here to help. We are here to Matriarch Benezia. That is all. Just, not even that. Matriarch Benezia. 2 words. That's it. Nah.
I heard there were some problems up here.
Furtively, I am concerned about the state of our guards. Many have been awake for days, or now, with forced cheer. I still have a limited supply of equipment to sell.
Alright, what's this stuff you're trying to... Nah. Show us what you got.
Let's have a look.
Regretfully, most of my stock is being appropriated by Captain Ventralis.
I mean, I suppose that does make sense, but you do actually have some solid things here, because Rosenkopf Materials is one of the good manufacturers, and you have several things from them. And then, let's see, you also have a new amp, which, let's take a look here, is potentially better. I mean, Solaris, I think, that's the starting amp, is it not? We probably should have made a point of taking one of our better amps off. I think we have one on someone else. I forget who. Might even be Gaiden. And giving it to someone like Liara, who, you know, being the biotic specialist, probably would benefit a lot from that. Also, potential Omni tool change here. Rex doesn't have one because he doesn't have any tech abilities, whereas Liara does. I don't know. That might be marginally better, but I'm not sure it's worth the bother. In terms of, have any light human armor that could be decent here, in which case, throw that on either Liara or us. this is better than Liara's existing gear. That's a possibility. Let's see if there's anything better still. Decent assault rifles, although Rex is loaded with the Spectre level stuff. It's not really necessary for him. So I think, why don't we pick up the light human armor here, just to get a small upgrade for Liara? Maybe that we happen to have already gotten some random drops here that are of the human light armor variety, but let's check here real quick. So this is what we just purchased. Let's at least give you that. Yeah, we've got a very high shields one, but that's not really any good for Rachni specifically, because, well, they almost always ignore shields. Might even be always ignore shields. So, yeah, I think we'll leave it at that for you. So this was the other shopkeeper that I sort of alluded to earlier when I was saying, when we were back in Port Hanshan, how we should probably make a point of selling a bunch of things then, because it would be a while until we would next have access to a shopkeeper. So this is said shopkeeper. We have picked up a lot of stuff in the meantime, so it is potentially worth selling some of our other bad stuff.
To see you well.
Let's have a look.
Regretfully, most of my stock is being appropriated by Captain Ventralis.
So yeah, let's just dump some of our weaker stuff here. We don't need this many combat scanners. Those can definitely go. Then, what else? How about, we have, what, 3 tungsten round 6s? I think we have probably several more lower level ones too. Equalizer sniper rifle, I don't think is our best. It may actually be one of our better sniper rifles, because it's been a while since we last had Garrus or Ashley with us, and they're our primary sniper users. And they may not have level 6 gear right now for that. So maybe we'll hold on to that. I think it is better than the, than the hammer. Equalizer is better. So we'll sell the hammer then. And the striker is basically just a different mix of stats. Looks like same tier, but lower damage. So I think we probably do dump the sniper in that case. Then we may have a bunch of Krogan armor that we can dump here, unless... No, that's not any better than what Rex has on right now. So yeah, let's dump this. And what, shotguns? I think we have plenty of decent shotguns at the moment. In fact, we have several of these, Firestorms and Hurricanes, so... Yeah, and Firestorm is better than Hurricane, so we'll just dump those. And I think we probably prefer Firestorm to Tornado. You know, they look like they're roughly the same in terms of their value. Let's dump all of these, and then dump you. Raptor is better, it would seem. Probably prefer Thunder. The Tsunami as well. And to the Scimitar. Definitely to the Lancer. And then we're on to pistols, and at this point, we might be able to sell everything, because I think, just take a look at Liara's pistols looking like, yeah, all of our pistols, I think, are better than this. Then we might have some, yeah, duplicate grenade upgrades, so let's just sell some of those. And at this point, I mean, I'd like to basically just sell all the stuff here now that we want to dump for the remainder of the mission, and then not have to worry about ever running out of inventory space after this. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 incendiary rounds, probably overkill. Let's keep a couple, in case we do feel like we have an interest in that, but I think we're probably fine outside of that. And then we did have a lot of higher level tungsten rounds, I think, so probably safe to sell some of these, but I do still want to keep a fair number. And then once we start getting to level 6 stuff, we're definitely safe selling all these weapons. Medium human armor, I think, is always pretty safe to sell, except for the survivor stuff, because this is the hazard immunity. We're gonna want to keep that, I think. Turian armor, I think we're fine selling that. This is the one that has the attachments. I mean, I assume the attachments are probably not any good, so, like, probably sell it anyway. Okay. Now we're... Oh, we have much better combat scanner than this. Yeah, so we're, I think, at the point at this stage where we're looking pretty solid in terms of the amount of stuffs that we have. So, I think, you know, maybe like dump a polonium rounds while we're at it, but this should suffice, I think. Better than tungsten rounds at this stage. Very low level. Let's dump them. And you're also trash at this stage. No, we have higher level, high explosive rounds than that. Okay. Now we're basically at the bottom of the list. So, let's carry on from here. Could be feeling a little bit lighter after all that. And we heard that there was someone hanging out in the medical area, which I think we'll find is down this door. Not through here, but through here. Yeah, medical bay. Let's try going through here. Let's see what we can find out. Okay, so we've got some sick scientists. That is Dr. Zev Cohen, who I believe is might have been one of the people we were supposed to talk to before. There is also a mirror terminal here.
This system is online and ready to provide emergency services.
Yeah, so do you have anything new to say to us? Mira? Is this the first time we've asked why you're called Mira, maybe?
What are you doing over here?
I administrate the systems of all of the various Peak 15 facilities.
Our medic is... Well, he's not with us anymore. Mira's running the automatic systems for us.
What? Okay, a cure? I guess,
treatments
what?
have been attempted?
I'm afraid treatment is not possible. An unknown toxin is present within the tissues of each patient.
That doesn't sound good. How many scientists are we talking about?
What's wrong with these people?
Accessing logs. They were in the midst of an experiment when the shutdown began.
When you were taken offline...
Without my program to administrate containment procedures, a quarantine breach occurred.
That doesn't sound like that was a coincidence. That sounded like more so someone trying to sabotage someone. Sabotage this whole facility. If they... I mean, it seems like someone deliberately shut, her down, or its VI down, so that things would go wrong. And of course, we know Benezia is here. Was that perhaps something that Benezia deliberately did? If so, then why, if she was here to deliberately try to get things back in order? That would be kind of strange if she was also simultaneously messing things up. So maybe it wasn't her? Maybe I'm reading into it too much? But, do we have first aid here?
Think you could run that equipment for us?
Certainly, Commander. One moment, please.
Okay. I don't know why you wouldn't have been doing that before we came in here. Anyways, you're the person we want to chat with, I think.
What do you want?
Sorry.
I didn't mean to bother you.
No, you did nothing wrong. I'm just distracted.
Yeah, are these people sick? Because, I mean, at least one or two of them are named sick scientists, I think.
What happened to these people?
They're suffering from a toxin. There was an accident. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
I mean, we could help.
But you're going to, because I might be able to help.
I'd like to think that the company finds our lives more valuable than their secrets. You know Mira, the VI for Peak 15? She handles the safety protocols for our experiments here.
Okay, yeah, I did fix her up a bit.
We reactivated her on our way through Central Station.
That was you? I'm grateful. Until she came online, the automatic equipment wouldn't work. We lost the connection to Mira in the middle of an experiment and the quarantine failed. These three were exposed to a toxin, something we were working on.
Okay. Can you give us anything more than that for us to work with, though?
I understand your caution, but I need details. What you say won't go beyond these walls.
It's a bioweapon, based on an exotic life form discovered on the frontier. They
What?
wanted something that could kill the creature, but there was no profit in something that kills one species on the frontier. We kept working on it and adapted it to affect more species.
Huh?
Virus B is highly infectious, but can't pass from one person to another, like a biowar attack without a pandemic spread.
Do you imagine that distinction makes this ethical?
Militaries, governments, they'll get this kind of weapon one way or another, and we're trying to limit the damage. I know you can't see that.
You're trying to limit the damage by developing the bioweapon. Right, of course.
There's a reason the Citadel conventions forbid bioweapons, Doctor.
I didn't expect you'd understand. Our notes and equipment are locked in the quarantine labs. Captain Ventralis doesn't want to risk more contamination.
Is it dangerous in there? Is there a good reason for him to be locking that place down?
Is he right to keep people out?
No, the toxin has a brief period of viability. After that, it breaks down into simple protein chains. But he won't listen to me.
I don't know. We can be pretty persuasive. Maybe we can convince him.
I'll talk to him. Maybe I can convince him to let me try.
I can't ask you to do this officially, but if you can do anything, I'd appreciate it.
Alright, is there any other way we can help the people?
What will it take to get the cure for these people?
The quarantine labs are near the science team's quarters. Once you're in there, look for our notes. It should just be a matter of following our processes.
Okay. Can you tell us anything else about your team?
How's the science team holding up?
Better than Ventralis' guards. They've been on alert since the first attack. They've been administering stims at their request. But every species needs to sleep. They're getting twitchy, irrational.
Yeah, it does seem as though that's definitely the vibe we're getting from them. It does seem as though everyone is just extremely on edge, especially the guards. What about your job, though?
Are you the doctor here?
Seems like
I'm
it.
a doctor, but not the doctor. My specialty is microbiology, not first aid. We had a medic, Dr. Salah, but we lost him. The automatics can handle basic treatment. Mira runs them.
Okay. I think that's everything we can hear from you, then.
Talk to you later.
I hope you can do something.
I certainly hope so, too. So, that will give us Novaria quarantine. Dr. Cohen told you that several of the scientists at Rift Station were sickened by an experiment gone awry. Captain Ventralis won't allow anyone to go into the labs to manufacture a cure for them. He might make an exception in our case. We'll need to talk to Ventralis. Okay. Ventralis, of course, being over there. Let's see, is there anything else in this little area here? Don't think so. So let's head out. And other than that, I want to make sure we fully investigate all of our other opportunities here. There is one other area that we've not yet gone down. Have we done this? That is elevator to the quarantine lab. Is that the place where Ventralis has Ventralis seems to have locked down several places, right? He's locked down the hot labs, locked down, I think the quarantine lab was where Doctor was just telling us we would need to get the notes from. Help find a cure. But the other thing you'll notice, there is an area down here. I'm deliberately not going this direction too far because, well, it is called the restricted area. Restricted area is off limits to all unauthorized personnel. And they mean that. And by they mean that, I mean, if you walk through here... Minor spoilers. If you walk through here, you will get everyone on the station mad at you, and you will immediately get in a fight with everyone, and everything well, not fundamentally changes, but, yeah, this little peace zone that we have right now, not so much anymore in that case. So in the interest of not doing that, let's not do that. I swear. Keep on hearing little sounds. did sound like those Drachnai are coming through here. So here is Ventralis. Let's save. And then we'll chat. Because, I mean, Shepard says he can be pretty persuasive, but this conversation could be tough.
Something you need?
Yes. See, I would like you to help Dr. Cohen.
I've heard about the problems in the quarantine lab. I'd like to recover the toxin cure.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't risk contamination now.
Let us do it then.
We're not part of your defense plans. We're consuming extra rations, extra Medigel.
Yeah, but you also have extra guns. All right, you want to gamble with your life, you're not under my command. I'll have the guard let you in, but he'll lock the door behind you. He'll run a full scan before I'll let you out. If there are any anomalies, you stay in there.
Alright, I mean, I guess that's a fair exchange.
Those are reasonable precautions.
I'll radio ahead to let the guard know. Good luck.
Alright. In that case, not so bad after
I've
all,
got work to do.
You and me both.
Alright. So, that should mean that we can now head back this way. And over to the quarantine and barracks. Is through this elevator. Do it here. As for what awaits us, I mean, the other people were saying how didn't really need to lock down this place, but then again, this whole place is overrun. Let's see. So we have the scientist barracks here, quarantine lab here, and we'll actually see, interestingly enough, that, well, this area does actually loop around. We find, I mean, once we get into the scientist barracks, this area here that actually goes through the ventilation room, and what this all leads to is the secure lab over there. That's why we just came. Oh. Dehan Olar. We did hear about this guy. Apparently the only person who survived an attack in one of the rooms. Oh, and other scientists in here as well. Okay. Let's see. First aid station. I think we're doing fine on Medigel. Just want to see, preemptively, if there's anything we can do here. So that's the door we're presumably looking to go through, given where the exclamation point is. Just want to see if there's anything we can loot first, and then, yeah, then we'll chat. Then we'll chat. Like this opening here. Okay, nothing great there, I don't think. That takes us to the maintenance area, which, yeah, would be for this back room down here. But I don't think we want to go there yet.
Okay, this one will get you. How can you tell jokes? So this hydrogen atom says to another hydrogen, I lost my electron. I've heard this one. And the other hydrogen says, man, are you sure? I'm positive.
Oh, man.
Just shut up. God. I used to have nightmares like this. Too many cheap horror vids before lights out. We were running on batteries before the connection to Central was restored.
Okay, well, I think that was us who restored that, right? So, good to hear that we helped.
I'm more afraid of the guards now. They've been getting twitchy.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that.
I used to have nightmares like this.
Okay, that we have heard from you already. Let's see if this guy has any other bad dad jokes. Bad dad chemistry jokes at that.
Gotta keep the mood light. I mean, if you don't laugh, you'll... Yeah, you just have to.
Yeah, I mean, it is, I suppose, in some ways, a good strategy to take when this is otherwise a pretty maddening situation.
I should have taken my vacation. No, I had to get those last few alleles nailed down. It could be worse, right? I could be one of those guys in the med bay.
Something tells me there's gonna be one of those guys in the med bay, right? Alright, so... Oh. Liara, you know, with where you were standing like that, you had me really convinced you were an NPC for a second there. Really convinced. You blended in really well. Also, let's maybe not do that. Alright. Han, I think we want to chat with you.
You came to find out about them, didn't you?
You mean the aliens?
You mean those things out there?
Yes. I'm the only survivor from the hot lab, you know.
Yeah, can you tell us about those aliens then?
I need to know more about those things out there.
About the Rachni?
Rachni? That's preposterous.
I mean, it did say Rachni soldier when we were fighting them, but yes. So it's not like this technically should be news to us. Then again, like, can Shepard and Liara and Rex actually see the words Rachni soldier plastered above their head as they're fighting them? I suppose not. That's just for us, the UI. So, how did they get here then?
Where did they come from?
They found it in a derelict ship. An egg. Waiting since the last battles. They brought it here.
Shut up! God, you want to get us killed?
I don't have any control over who lives or dies here. Do you?
If you're gonna be crazy, be the quiet kind.
Crazy? I'm sane. God, am I sane?
Yes, I mean, we could push him to tell us more about the Rachni, but, it does seem as though that would be putting a lot of pressure on him, or at least his co-workers over there would be quite displeased with us if we were to go that route. Right, though?
I need to know everything about the Rachni.
I told you all I can. We brought the Rachni back from the dead. In retrospect, a bad decision.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound great. I mean, bring it back from the dead, you say, well, it was an extinct species, well done. But no, there was a reason why that species went extinct. And we, I think, heard a little bit about it, but that was, they were, in case you couldn't tell, after we fought a few Rachni, that was the codex entry that I was looking for earlier that we apparently did not yet have, although maybe we'll get after this conversation, we'll see. But as for you, how did you survive?
I heard you were at the hot labs. How did you make it out alive?
I killed her.
What?
Who?
Doctors on Muir.
What?
We were going to lunch when the alarms went off. I ran into the tram, and I closed the doors. She banged on the window once, then they sliced her to pieces. Her head came apart like a melon.
Oh, okay. Maybe a little too much
I
information there.
closed the door. I killed her.
Yeah, so it seems like that's getting to him, and understandably so. You know, basically was looking out for his own self-preservation, closed the door as soon as he got into the tram, that way was certain that the Rachni wouldn't get in and kill him, but in doing so, locked his coworker out and then watched the repercussions right before his eyes. And, well, it meant she died. And that's a tough one. So, I'd say, you know, just help us to get rid of them then.
Tell me what you know. I'll make your survival mean something.
You think I want absolution? There is none.
Oh. Okay. What about Benezia then?
Could Matriarch Benezia survive in the hot labs?
It's possible. The specimens were sensitive to biotics.
Okay, and well, I mean, that's partially the reason why we brought some biotic characters here. But, okay. That appears to be everything we can talk to you about at the
I'll
moment.
be leaving now.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough. Okay, and we do want to try to
You're not
get in
part
here.
of the crew.
I'm here to make a cure, though?
I have Ventralis's permission to go in there.
Yeah, he radioed. He also said you have to prove you're not contaminated to get out. You
got a death wish? You should stand watches on the barricade.
Okay. Thanks for the warning. Good. And probably should. Safe here. Let's see. What is... Got medical kit there. I mean, I think we're fully stocked on Medigel still. Doing fine there. Let's nab this, though. That was probably a fine opportunity at the very beginning there. Don't think anything great there. I think there's here, yes. Yes, there is. Let's see, this one a little tougher, for sure. There we go. Okay. Ooh, level 7 sniper rifle, but I think that's a not so great manufacturer, so that may not actually be all that valuable to us after all. So this is where we're looking at the notes and the cure. I'm deliberately trying to do other things first here and finish on that. Thing here. The Rachni gonna pop out as soon as we leave. No. It's quiet. Too quiet. Okay, so I think we read the notes and then we'll try to make the cure. Let's see. Isolated 4 chemicals that can be combined to counteract the toxin. They must be mixed in precise quantities. As each chemical is poured, the equipment will mark the minimum and maximum amount that will work. Too little or too much will spoil the result. Okay. So, start mixing. Oh, oops. Oops. I did not even register. I was looking at the part right in the middle where the prompts were for pressing the buttons, and I did not even look at the meter above that, which is what I was supposed to do. There we go. Oh, get smaller. You're created.
Your mission ends here, Shepard.
Excuse me.
We'll see about that, bitch.
This was the snarky lady who was surprisingly not so concerned about how things seemed to go very wrong when we were hanging out in sort of the main area earlier. Say, where'd the guard go?
What happened to Ventralis's man?
I didn't have permission to come in. He got in my way. I was ordered to eliminate you should the opportunity arise. And here you are, trapped in this lab. Weapons free!
Oh, you got some Geth with you as well. Hold on just a second here, please. I would like to please use this. Yeah, so Liara, thank you for immediately using Singularity to send them all flying. That definitely helps. Before this Geth Trooper kills us, let me also, say, lift that guy. Except we died. Wow. I thought they were all still in the air there, and we took a lot of damage, but maybe I lost track of one of the Geth? I thought there were 2 Geth and the Asari person, and I thought they were all still incapacitated, but apparently not. So, I don't know where the last spot that we saved actually was, but let's take a look here. I think we went into the... Oh. Scroll back through, but I think we saved before we went in here. Or before we actually made the cure. Pretty sure. Might just need to do... Oh, here, in fact, an autosave right here, okay. That's helpful.
We'll see about that, bitch.
So we asked about the guard. I mean, it does appear as though you likely work for the matriarch. This is probably the case.
What happened to Ventralis's
Also, I was just very slow to actually react the first time around.
He got in my way.
I fumbled a bit.
I was ordered to eliminate you.
So we should be able to act more quickly this time before we get half our shields down.
Weapons free.
Okay, so like this. Now, like, starting by facing with our back to them is a that's it. There's an Asari Commander here as well. I did not see the Asari Commander last time, so I'm pretty sure we incapacitated Alestia, and we incapacitated the Geth Troopers, but we did not do anything to the Asari Commando, or I don't know if we did. So let's Singularity kind of the group, ideally, and then might follow up with Lift as well here. Yeah, because this is a tricky one. They are strong, and they There's not a lot of room to take cover here, exactly. Let's see. I think we should stasis somebody here. Either somebody who's not currently incapacitated, or at least throw you against the wall. And then there are too many people here who can hurt us. So this commando, you need to get stasis right now. Am I the only one left? Last of them? Question mark. We also did just get an achievement. I think it's one for reaching a certain number of kills, which is kind of fitting for that to happen here. But I believe they are dead. Let's see, we got Exoskeleton 6, which is kind of a funny reward for taking a bunch of people out who are trying to kill us. But let's see. So, this is actually a main mission, right? Quarantine. So, we've got the cure. We can return to Dr. Cohen in the infirmary. So that's all good. To see. So I'm pretty sure we still got all the lootables we're looking for. I mean, good pick up the medkit there. I don't think picking up medkit actually gives experience though. So I mean, in the off chance that we need a better source of medkits later on, we could come back here to track one down. Probably pretty darn unlikely, but in theory, could be helpful. Yeah, so she said she killed the guard. The guard does, in fact, appear to be dead. These guys are not, though.
Came out of there.
Geth?
You mean the inorganics the Asari had with her?
Venezia brought them with her.
Okay. So, can you tell us any... I mean, we tried asking you about the Rachni before, and you may have already told us everything that you can. I mean, we haven't really tried doing this yet, but can we get into maintenance?
How can I get into the maintenance area?
A team lead would have access, like Dr. Cohen. He's in the medical bay.
Okay. So perhaps, after we go talk with Dr. Cohen, we might find a way to get into the maintenance area. Given how we just did him a pretty huge favor. What about, I mean, is there anything else we can learn from you about the Rachni? Are you willing to shed more information? I kind of doubt it, but let's try.
I need to know everything about the Rachni.
I told you all I can.
Yeah.
We brought the Rachni back from the dead. In retrospect, a bad decision.
Okay.
I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
So, I believe that means we've done just about everything we want to do here. Besides, yeah, so this would be the maintenance area, and just looking at the map, that could be a way into the secure lab. So that would be a very nice thing to be able to do. But as of right now, I think we're still looking to get back to Dr. Cohen here. Okay, he is of course back here in the main area. There is a exclamation point right in the middle here, which does make me a little concerned about stuffs. Looks like it's actually Pitosi here. Maybe?
Relieved. It's pleasant to see you well.
Is it though? Oh no, you know what it is?
Grimly.
It is still the doctor.
So.
But he's through here, and then we loop around a bit. That's what it is. So he's basically directly below us. Alright. Now let's chat.
Is that the cure? You did it?
That we did. I mean, the cure was pretty simple. I'm surprised, you know... Well, I guess you had the equipment there as well. I was going to say, like, why not just create it here? But, yeah. It was a little more complicated by how there was basically, you know, an Asari assassin trying to kill us. Actually, two of them.
That Asari scientist, the one in the mess hall, she just tried to kill us.
Alestia? That's unbelievable. I don't know much about her. She arrived a month ago.
Oh,
the
see?
shareholders pulled strings to get her here.
Let me guess. Saren the Spectre.
Uh-huh. I bet.
Yes. I think that was the name. I don't pay attention to the other research teams. Look. The guards. They've been more on edge since you got here. I think they were expecting you. There are more labs in the back. The guards won't even let me back there. Just people with clearance.
What about maintenance, though? Seems like maybe that might be a back way in.
What about the maintenance area? Do you have access to that?
The maintenance area? Yes. Take my pass. But there's just snow back there. Let me see that file. An extension on Phelps' work? I thought he was on the right track. I can't thank you enough that... Oh, God, what a cliche. You saved their lives, do you know that?
I suppose so. Also, by any chance, got any Metagel? Are we trying to take Metagel from a doctor who's saving people's lives right now? That feels like that's not a great idea, but...
Could you spare a few medical packs? They're worth their weight in gold up here.
You didn't get these from me. Ventrollis wanted them saved for his people.
Tapped out. There we go.
This. Thanks again.
Alright, and we got a huge chunk of Paragon points there. I think it was 24 or something like that. And we just got a achievements for completing that quest. I think it was for getting those Paragon points, and I want to say it's what, for like getting to 75% either Paragon or Renegade meter full. And we were messing around a little bit earlier, of course, with the whole ability that, or the whole glitch, I guess, that made it so you could theoretically get infinite Paragon or Renegade points if you wanted to, but we got a little bit more out of that. We just demonstrated it. We didn't actually, you know, like, go and max out our Paragon points there, but, I mean, we are loading up on those Paragon points, and I believe we did just get a quote-unquote free charm point just then, because I think we were only, I think we had 3 unspent, or 3 incomplete charm points, and now we just got up to 8, so, or rather, just got up to 2 remaining. I say 8 because I think of this as, you know, being 10 total and 2 remaining, so I figured it was 8, although I think it's actually 12 in total, so I think we're on 10 out of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 out of 12. Okay, so, now if we check here and go to Rift Station, you found Rift Station held by the battered survivors of the science team. It's obvious they've had a bad time and can't hold on much longer. But we have perhaps found a back door. You persuaded Dr. Cohn to give you his pass. You can now sneak into the sealed maintenance area near the science team quarters and the quarantine lab.